Greetings, I am Drew Kessler, Rotary National Treasurer for the year 2023-2024, and I'm joined by Julie Burke, our Chief Financial Officer. We come to you today to discuss the financial health of Rotary and the forecast for the next 5 years. Before we begin, a little bit about us. I have been a Rotarian for over 2 decades and have held financial positions throughout the organization. I've been the treasurer of my Rotary Club, my district's finance chair, and the event chair for my club, my district, as well as my zone, where balancing a budget was a large part of the role. This past Rotary year, I served on Rotary's Finance Committee, where I gained a full understanding of the economics that drive our organization. Professionally, I'm a banker who specializes in commercial real estate finance for a large regional bank in North America.
I joined Rotary 4 years ago and am truly blessed to be part of such a great organization, both as the CFO and as a Rotarian. My journey to Rotary started in a pretty traditional way. I spent several years in public accounting where I worked in audit and tax for public, private, and not-for-profit organizations in a variety of industries. I then joined one of the largest not-for-profit health systems in the U.S., where I happily worked for many years before my life brought me to Chicago and ultimately to Rotary. Working for an organization with a mission I can connect with has always been important to me, and it's why I'm at Rotary.
Rotary's mission and the work we do is very near and dear to my heart. I get asked all the time why I joined Rotary. And the answer is simple. Rotary has changed my life. It offers me networking opportunities, leadership, and professional development, an outlet to give back both in my community and around the world. As a father of 5, every one of my children has been impacted by Rotary's youth offerings, including Youth Exchange, Interact, and RILA. Rotary has excellent resources and programs that help members serve their communities and their clubs both near and far. Take the tragic and devastating war in Ukraine, for example. As refugees fled the country for safety, it was our members that opened their homes, collected and distributed supplies, and donated to our foundation to ensure that clubs in the area had the funding they needed to offer aid.
Rotary staff are located in 8 international offices and support more than 1.4 million members in over 46,000 clubs. We operate in more than 200 countries and geographic territories. Financially speaking, between Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation, we currently have over 100 bank accounts globally. These accounts are held in 27 banks, some in large global financial institutions and others in local banks. We currently have bank accounts in 28 countries and operate in 26 currencies.
Rotary has a strong and effective focus on financial governance. Our staff prepare a zero-based budget every year that aligns with the organization's strategic initiatives and activities for the coming year. Key assumptions are brought to the Finance Committee for review, discussion, and recommendation to the board. A balanced budget is built on these assumptions. The board discusses the proposed budget as it relates to Rotary's overall goals. It also considers strategic investments and monitors our financial performance throughout the year to track progress.
In terms of the budget, Rotary has 3 types of revenue, which you can see here: membership dues, investment earnings, and a segment we call services and other. Investment earnings represent 2% of our revenue. Services and other revenues generally offset by service and other expenses. This includes things like the International Convention and the Council on Legislation. Membership dues revenue represents over 71% of Rotary's revenue and is the primary source of funding for Rotary's operational costs and future investments in our members. In January 2023, Rotaractors began paying membership dues for the first time. We build 10,700 clubs, representing 168,000 Rotaractors. Looking at Rotary's operating costs, they're divided into 3 categories. The first are expenses that directly support members. This accounts for 58% of RI dues and includes things like training, district leadership funding, and assisting clubs and districts daily. Then there are expenses that support Rotary's public image. This accounts for 20% of RI dues. It includes member access to branding assets, tools, and communications that increase awareness of Rotary and help clubs tell their stories locally. Finally, there are expenses that cover necessary administration costs and compliance obligations, such as office rent, technology maintenance and investment, and legal support. This accounts for 22% of RI dues. While we develop a balanced budget for the coming year, we also create a 5-year forecast. Doing so allows us to project what our financial future may look like based on what we know now. This ensures that the financial decisions we make today support our financial strength and future growth.
The key assumptions in the 5-year forecast are membership levels, membership dues, the investment earning rate, and the inflation rate. In my mind, though, the most important assumptions are the ones around membership. The 2022 Council on Legislation set RI membership dues through Rotary Year 2026. So it's the 2022 membership level that we use as a benchmark. As an organization, we've gotten good at forecasting membership trends over the years, and unfortunately, we're forecasting fewer members this year and next year. The implication of decreasing membership is that our revenues are declining as well. Additionally, with the recent levels of inflation, our expenses are also increasing. So we've made some tough decisions to reduce costs and develop a balanced budget. Membership has grown over the years, but too many members have left the organization to see any real gains. That's why we've shifted our focus from solely growing Rotary and increasing our membership to finding ways to keep current members engaged and connected. We know that when members feel a strong sense of belonging and are presented with meaningful opportunities to serve their communities, they are more likely to stay in Rotary. And the longer they stay, the stronger our organization is.
Here you see projections for Rotary's financial picture over the next 5 years. Rotary Year 2023 is the base year, and assumptions are applied to future years. Looking at the chart on the left, the green bars show revenues higher than expenses. The red bars show expenses higher than revenues. We are projecting a balanced budget in fiscal year 24, surpluses in fiscal years 25 and 26, a near balanced budget in fiscal year 27, and a deficit in fiscal year 28. It's important to note that in the 5-year forecast, there's no membership dues increase assumed for fiscal years 27 and 28, as that will be determined by the 2025 Council on Legislation. I also want to point out that in fiscal years 23 and 24, they reflect the board's decisions to use reserves to fund strategic initiatives, including regionalization and polio eradication efforts. When we look at the graph on the right, the orange bars represent the forecasted reserve levels, while the red data points reflect the board reserve target. You can see that the forecasted reserve levels are above the reserve targets in every year. This is important in ensuring that Rotary has assets set aside for unexpected circumstances. We are projecting sufficient funds to meet the board target through 2028. Our bylaws require a balanced budget each year, and to do so, we will continue to prioritize our spending and focus on growing our revenues.
To highlight a few priorities for the coming year, we will continue to invest in technology that will enhance the membership experience online. You can expect to see exciting upgrades to My Rotary and Rotary.org in the coming year. We're also supporting innovative and flexible club models to bring even more people into Rotary, particularly those who are looking to connect with us in less traditional ways. We're helping clubs provide a memorable and valuable experience to engage current and future members. We're establishing new partnerships with global organizations that will help us expand our reach. And of course, there's our continued dedication to eradicating polio. We won't stop until every child is protected from this disease.
If you're interested in more information on Rotary's finances, we publish our annual report and audited financial statements on Rotary.org. On behalf of Drew and myself, we'd like to offer our special thanks to you, our members, for your attention and continued dedication to doing good in the world.